everyone and welcome back to the channel that knows nothing. Happy New Year 2019. Gonna be full of more fandom-y games and books and I'm so excited, but let's reminisce on last year and the books that I read then. And oh my god guys, I am gonna try and do like monthly updates because I read 44 books this year and that is a very big achievement for me. And so I'm gonna try and tell you like a smidge about the book and then just move on because otherwise this video is just gonna go on forever. But anyway, let's get to it. First book of 2018 that I read was Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. This book I really love, but also the ending was just tragic, and also I feel like the main character, there's deaths of characters in this book and I feel like she's not given enough time to mourn them. So in the end she's kind of happy, and I'm happy that she's happy, but I'm also upset because it's just like, what the fuck, some of your best friends died and you don't care. The next book that I read was The Girl with All the Gifts by let's not attempt to say the author's name because I can never say it. This book I really loved, but also again, I don't know how I feel about the end of it because I just feel like there was like the climax and then kind of like nothing happened, and like I was just left with so much, like wanting a lot more and being just a bit confused with the ending. But I love the writing style and I love the main character. I love the characters in it, even though some of them I thought were very stupid. But at the end of the day, I did really like this book and I can highly recommend it. The next book that I read in 2018 was Fire and Stars by Audrey Colthurst. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm not entirely sure. Could be very wrong. But this book was like the first book of 2018 that completely fucked me up. I absolutely loved it. It was a love triangle between a brother and a sister. There was an arranged marriage between the other chick, and the other chick ended up falling in love with the sister, which was really cute. And there was a whole bunch of like magic in this world and it's really good. Like the world building is unbelievable, and yeah, just well done, Audrey. Another book that fucked me up in 2018 was A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This book was really hard to get through. It made me really upset, but I persevered through it. It was like about like a kid having to let go of his mother who was dying, and it was really sad, but again it was really good, and even though it breaks my heart, highly recommended. The next one you may say is not a book, but I think pictures are worth 1,000 words. This is Brooklyn Beckham's What I See, and it's just, there is words in it. It's just like there's pictures that he's taken, which I think are really good, and that like some of them are really well done, and it was nice, just sort of like a break between all the reading I was doing, and that's pretty much all I can do to justify myself in that. People wouldn't say it's a book, but whatever. This next book really let me down. It's called Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. I liked it. I just didn't believe like the ages of the characters. Like I didn't think that someone of the age of Ender would be like, you know, that far thinking and thinking about that, because he's like very young at the beginning of the book and he doesn't age up much. And in the movie is believable because Ender is a bit older in the movie, whereas the book I find a little bit unbelievable because he's so young. So in my head, with all like his thinking and everything that he's doing, I just feel like it's not believable. Like him as a character and some of the other characters aren't as believable because they're so young. The next book, well, the next thing isn't a book, it's a screenplay, but you know what? There was a lot of reading I had to do, so I counted it to my reading because it took up all my time and I hated it. It was Almost Famous, by the way. I hated that. One, because I had to analyze it. Two, because I didn't think it was that good of a story. And it was just annoying. I found some of the characters so annoying to read and just ugh. Again, the next book severely let me down. Ready Player One? What was happening in this? My lord. I think this book is for someone who knows the history of games and how they started and consoles and stuff like that, because I really tried to like it, but I found it so difficult to be like, wait, why is he being a moody bitch about this? I have no idea. What the hell? And this is the case where I would say the movie is better than the book, because the book drove me insane and I got bored of it, really. The next two I'm going to show together were comic books Lumberjanes. Oh my god, if you have not put your hands on this series, you should do it, because it's literally the best and the art is the best and the story is really random, but it's also cute little like campfire-y camp things, doing camp stuff, I don't know. But it's really good. It's for all ages, I don't care. The next book that I read was called Love, Hate and Other Filters. It was really good and it really opened up your eyes to what it's like to be in someone else's shoes, and when, like, you know, racism is there in our like daily lives, and obviously that never really happens to me. And it was nice to get from a perspective from someone who, you know, suffers with that at a schooling age, and I bet that would suck 100%. The next thing that I read was another screenplay. I did a course at university where I had, like, it was reading the screenplay, so I had to do, well, only 2 screenplays I read, but in that course that I had to do for an assignment. But the next one I read was Fargo, which was really good. I had to analyze that, but I actually enjoyed the analyzing of that more than Almost Famous, but Fargo was a better storyline and more stuff happened. It was crime and I like crime novels, so. This book that drove me completely insane was A Court of Thorns and Roses. Okay, my friends read this series, I mean this trilogy, have read it, and they read the other Sarah J. Maas series as well. So I felt obliged to just know what's, like, read some of it so I know what they're talking about. But oh my god, both of the main characters are stupid. Why has she made the main characters freaking dumb? And I'll go more onto it because I also read A Throne of Glass as well, so I'll rant more about that when that book comes up. So a book that completely destroyed me in every single way was If I Tell You. This book, it utterly destroyed me. It's set in Australia and I loved it. Like, oh my god, if this author doesn't write more, I'm gonna be completely upset. But it's about 2 girls and it's basically Fault in Our Stars. It's basically that. And it's so sad, and like, part of me knew something was happening. I didn't know who, someone was dying, and I knew someone like was sick and I didn't know what was happening. It was so upsetting, like, reading it and just having that unfold. Oh god, it killed me. I don't even know if I can go back and read that book, because it just, I died. My soul died when I read the ending. The next ones that I read were comics, The Legend of Korra, because I needed something gay and happy after I read that completely destroying, heart-destroying book. But yes, this made me very happy. Read it. Watch the TV show too, because that's fantastic. The next one that I read in 2018 was Meet Cute by a bunch of different authors, and it was great. I loved it also. So many stories left me with distraught. I didn't know what to think. I was heartbroken. There was a particular one that left me just contemplating life. There was one about NASA, and if you've read it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There was the Mars program, and this one guy and girl get, like, put into this room for a few hours to see how they would work together. But yeah, that one killed me. So many did. This next one's a little bit lame, but you know what? I needed a break from all the books that I was reading. So I read a Tashi book, and it was Tashi and the Genie, and it was just a nice little, like, reminisce back to my old days in primary school when I used to read Tashi. This next one, I had, like, so many issues with the main character, and I don't know if I'm the only one. So also, if you hate him, let me know, because that would be nice to bond over that. So the next one is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I absolutely loved it, but I hated Monty. I don't know why, I just found him so annoying, and I didn't know if, what's his best friend's name again? I've forgotten. Percy. I didn't know if Percy was gay or bi or whatever. I just felt like Monty was a bit, like, pursuing him when he maybe shouldn't have, just because I didn't know if Percy was gay, but in the end Percy wanted him. Sorry, spoiler. But also, I think I was totally wrong because I was in love with Felicity, like his younger sister, Monty's younger sister, the entire time. So whenever Monty was mean to her, I was like, boy, what are you doing? Stop being mean to your little sister. She's amazing. Leave her alone. She's so ahead of her time. This one left me in ruin. There were so many books this year that left me in ruin, actually. Maybe I should start reading happier stories, but to be honest, I don't think there's that many happy stories out there. There's always a tragic ending of some sort. But Six of Crows, oh my lord, I haven't read the next one, if that's what you're going to ask, because I don't want any of my loved ones to die. If Inej or Nina, is it Nina? Yes. I think I saw her name in there somewhere. If either one of those die, I am writing a very sad tweet about it or something. I don't know. But if those two are dead, I will die. And then I read a very disappointing book. My lord, I hated this book. Carnivalesque. And Carrie bought it. And so Carrie Hope Fletcher bought it and showed it in a video a while ago. And I was just like, that cover is so pretty. And the back of it sounds so enchanting and amazing. It's about this boy who gets stuck in a mirror, and then I start reading it and the boy is stuck in the mirror for about 5 minutes and then he's let out, and then this completely other story happens, and I'm like, what is actually going on here? Like, I'm sorry, Neil Jordan, like, do you know how to write? I'm sorry, that's really mean. But he did get this book published, and it makes me question a lot of things, because a lot of questioning things happen in this book, and I don't know how to explain them. Full of rage, I decided to go to someone that I trust, Melissa De La Cruz. I love this bitch. Bitch? It's a word now. But she wrote Alex and Eliza, which is based on Alexander Hamilton. Yes, I almost said Eliza Hamilton. I mean, technically that's not wrong. But still, this is like the first in a series I think she's writing. I think there's going to be a trilogy. I have not yet read the next one, but this one's like happy times getting to know each other before tragic things happen. And then I read my favorite bitch, Becky Albertalli, in The Upside of Unrequited. This book I absolutely love because finally we have a pansexual character. Okay, I haven't read that many books with a pansexual main character. Well, she's a side character in this, but she's in there, so it makes me happy. And just know that pansexuality is a thing, people. Oh my god, it's really hot upstairs. But I absolutely love this Becky Albertalli. I can read her books in like a day if I could, if I didn't get bored so easily and get distracted with things. But oh my god, I love her writing, and if she doesn't do more writing, I'm gonna die. But I really don't think that's gonna happen, like seriously. She's written so many books so far. I mean, she's written like 4 that I know of. The one you've been waiting for, A Throne of Glass. Or it's just Throne of Glass. I thought it was A Throne of Glass. Whoops. Sorry, please do not hate me in the comments. She was so annoying and so stupid. Oh, it was just really annoying having her thought process. Like, she's an okay character, like, I don't hate her, but just with her stupid thinking, why would she think her best friend at the palace was behind all these murders? Could it possibly be the person writing the, like, freaking runes? No, why would it be him? Why would it be the obvious evil person? It's clearly your best friend that's evil. And people who haven't read the book will have no idea what I'm talking about, but people that have, you know what's up. And it would not be a Becky read-through without more comic books. This one's called The Backstages. I found it in the back of Lumberjanes, and I'm like, ooh, the art in that looks so pretty. And you know what? I am gonna judge a book by its cover. I always will. But yes, this one was really good. I love comic books. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I forgot what they were called. Ah, yes. Another book that drove me to complete sanity, to the point where I don't even know if I enjoyed the book or not. But it was Georgia Peaches and Other Forbidden Fruit. And the thing is that this could have been a good book, but it got to the point where it was just like, I know what's gonna happen, because the character said, oh, I hate it when I'm lied to. Guess what main character does to that character? Lies to her. What a complete shock. I did not see that coming. So then I decided that I needed some poetry in my life, so I read Milk and Honey. I hate this cover. Why would, I'm sorry, but why? I don't like the feel, but then I put like little things on my favorite, whatever my favorite ones were. It was really depressing. I hope the next poetry thing that I read wasn't as depressing as that, but yeah. The next book I absolutely loved, but also the size of it was very intimidating to me, but I read the Illuminae. Is that how we say it? I don't know, but I absolutely loved it. Oh my god, I can't wait to read the second and third one, because what is happening? But also, highly recommend if you like zombies and space, or zombies in space. It's very weird, but also I like, oh, my mind, it's blown. This one is by Nina LaCour. I've only read her like book she wrote with David Leviathan. I think that's how you say his name. I hope I'm saying it right. But I decided I should read more of her stuff. So I picked up Everything Leads to You, which was okay. I was left kind of be like, I don't know. Like, the writing was good. That's probably why I finished it. And then before all the assignments hit me in uni, I decided I needed like some goodness in my life. So I picked up the first one of Saga. My friend warned me that was weird, and I'm like, how weird can it be? And then she sent me a picture and I was like, that weird. But I really like it. It's very like, I think it's really cool, and like I just think it's cool, really. I can't wait to read the others. There's so many, but it's just comics, so it's like really not that much to like read. And plus everything's like pretty much told visually anyway. That's why I like comics. And then I was hit with all this reading to do for one of my classes for uni, which it's only 2 books really, but that's what I consider a lot of reading. The first one was War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. If you like sci-fi stuff, highly recommend. This is basically what started sci-fi as a genre, I think. That's what we were told, so if I'm wrong, do tell me, because I don't like being wrong. I like being right. But I really liked it. I started reading it, and it got really... I didn't know what was happening, so I had to go back and I listened to an audiobook, and it made much more sense listening to it than reading it myself, and I followed along with the audiobook, and I really liked it. At points it was a bit like, what the hell, and the end is a bit of a ex machina in my mind, which means God in the machine, which means like you basically save everybody, like in the end everybody's like saved and the aliens are all dead. I won't tell you why, but my lecturer told me that it's not that, and I disagree strongly, because it just seems, in the grand scheme of things, with aliens, humans normally win, like in the movies and everything like that. And in this book, I just found it really, like, hard to grasp that the humans won in the end after doing nothing. Another book that I had to read for uni was The Handmaid's Tale. Oh, we got to choose between The Handmaid's Tale and Orcs and Crake, because we were focusing on Margaret Atwood. And we were told that they were both fucked, so pick one. And so I picked The Handmaid's Tale, which I actually really liked. I really like dystopians. I really like things that are just like, well, what if the world was like this? This is why I like 1984 and all those other ones. Also, if you have dystopians, mention them and I might read them, maybe. I don't know if I get time. But I really like this. I started watching the TV show with my mum and my sister, and we are totally addicted. We're up to season 2, and I'm like, what is happening? I don't know. Aunt Lydia, can you please die, because I hate you. The next one that I read was another Patrick Ness book, and I don't know if you've seen the other video yet, but I lied. I had read another Patrick Ness book. I didn't realize. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. And The Ocean Was Our Sky. This is basically a retelling of Moby Dick from the whale's perspective. Not from the whale in Moby Dick. He's in it, but like, the end left me very confused, but I really did enjoy it, and I highly recommend get the picture one. It's really cool. There's some really cool pictures in there, like this one. But yeah, when I started it, I had no idea it was from the whale's perspective. I had no idea it was from that perspective, and it was really weird to me being like, wait, are these whales? I'm confused. And it was a weird turning point, but I really did enjoy it. Highly recommend. The next book that I read this year is The Final Draft by Riley Redgate, which I also have to read more of their stuff as well, because oh my god, I love this book so much. It was really good. The main character is pansexual, so my friend found it for me because I was complaining about how there was no pansexuals in like books that I was reading, so they found one for me and I was like so happy. The next book that I read, I absolutely fell in love with this world and the characters in them, and also 2 of my favorite characters died in the first book, so that's great, isn't it? But it was The Mortal Engines. Oh my god, and I saw the movie and I'm gonna do a thing about it. I'm gonna talk about the movie and the book and do stuff like that, so that's coming up soon, maybe. I don't know. I haven't made the video yet, but I'm thinking about it. Let me know if you liked the book / hated the movie, or liked the movie / hated the book. Let's talk about it. But yes, I absolutely love this book. My heart. This next book I had been wanting to read for like forever, and I ordered it like at the beginning of the year. I think I pre-ordered it or something, I don't know, but it took forever to come, but it finally came and I was just like, yes, I'm so happy. But it's the When the Curtain Falls by Carrie Hope Fletcher, and it was so awesome, and I just loved it that she actually like wrote what she does. Like, she is an actress on the stage, and I just loved it because I saw so much of like Carrie in the main character of, wait, is it Olive? Yeah, I saw so much of like Carrie in Olive, and it made me really happy, and also it made me really sad, but also I think it's like she's getting way better at like writing, and not that she's a terrible writer, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying compared to her first 2 books, this is the one that I've enjoyed the most, and maybe that's because it's in her world and it's about what she knows about. I'm not saying that the other 2 are terrible, because I enjoyed them too, but I just didn't feel like they were very like something that I would read as like a 21-year-old. But this is something like I definitely love, and I think it's way more adult, and I love it. Like, it sounds terrible what I'm saying, but I'm trying to make it sound like a compliment, but it's not really coming across that way. We're getting down to the last pile I've made. So happy. The next one I read was another poetry one by Boo Taplin. It's called Worlds of You. It's really good. I really liked it. Again, I've tagged my favorite ones in there. In fact, I was even thinking about like getting one of them as a tattoo. I don't remember which one it was, but when I read it, I was just like, relatable. Next one that I read was actually non-fiction, which is truly shocking for me because I almost never read non-fiction, but I will consider it when it's Rose and Rosie. It's Overshare. This one I loved, but also it says it in the title, Overshare. Not that I feel like I know too much about them now, but also I do feel that way, and I do, like, my heart goes out to them and some of the things that they shared with us as like the Rose and Rosie fan community. I feel like they shared so much with us, and I feel like closer to them in a weird way that they don't know me, but I think that's like classic them. It's their brand. This next one I absolutely fell in love with because of its predictability, but also that's not a bad thing. It was I'm Not Your Sidekick, and it's set in a world of superheroes, and it's so cool. Oh my god. My heart. And the main character is just amazing. I love her. And she's little gay bean. Bi bean? I think she's bi. But she's so awesome and so cool, and it's a bit predictable, but it's like set at that age range where I'm like not shocked that it's of its predictability, and I was kind of happy that like I knew how it was gonna go and like what was gonna happen, so I wasn't like totally shocked when like you know, wasn't totally shocked with it, but I also loved it. Made my heart swell, made me a little bit happy. You know, it's good when books do that and don't leave you like utterly distraught at the end. Again, this next one made my heart swell, made me really happy, and it was by Becky Albertalli, Leah on the Offbeat. Also, Leah was really hard to like as a character. I read Simon versus the Homo sapien agenda back when it first came out, like 2014, I want to say. Maybe wrong about that. And I don't remember Leah being that annoying or that, like, corrective of people, but she was so much like that in this book. And I feel like she was, like, the person in the way of her own happiness. And I feel like maybe, you know, the end wasn't gonna be happy for her, but it was in the end, and I was really confused, like, to how, like, I didn't think she was gonna get there. Like, in the end, I thought she was gonna be unhappy and not be with anyone. Not that you need to be with someone to be happy, but clearly in this situation, I feel like she did need to be with that person that she did love, only to help herself improve. Because I feel like she was just constantly in the way of her own happiness, and that she needed to, like, stop doing that to herself. This book that I read next came around because Netflix removed it from Netflix. Netflix, what are you doing? But it was The Fantastic Beasts, the first one, the original screenplay, which I absolutely loved. Like reading it, and then just, like, because I've seen the movie, I'm just imagining the characters and their, like, things, and it's just so amazing that, like, what actors can do. Ugh. Don't you hate actors and their talents? But it was really good. I absolutely loved it, and I finished it in, like, 2 days. I really want to read the next one, The Crimes of Grindelwald. But yes, I have it. I can see it on my shelf. It's gonna be read this year. Hopefully. I really like this one, so what's not to like about the other one? Also, I need to talk about The Crimes of Grindelwald with you as well, because so many people that I've been, like, speaking to haven't liked it, and I've been like, the fuck? The actual fuck? Like, what the hell? What didn't you like about that movie? Because it makes zero sense to me. This is the second last book, how exciting! But it was Eve of Man by G and Tom Fletcher, which I have not read of any of G's stuff. I've read Tom's Christmasaurus, and that's about it. But they're so talented. I love this one. It was so good. It got me, like, it took me a bit to understand what was happening, and also I was so confused that, like, one of the characters in there is, like, it's a robot, but it's controlled by somebody else, and her name is Holly. But it's, like, because there's no girls left in the world. That's basically what the premise of the whole thing is that there's this one girl and they need to find a future partner for her to have another child, hopefully a girl, so they can, you know, keep trying to produce, like, move on mankind, and so, you know, it doesn't go extinct. So the main character, Eve, she has to have a companion, because I have no idea why, I can't remember at this point. And her name's Holly, but she's controlled by a dude. Different guys. And she knows this one Holly. She's, like, in love with this one version of them, because the only thing about Holly that changes is the eyes. So she knows which one is her Holly. That one took me a bit to understand was a robot. I think I was about, like, maybe 2 chapters in. I was like, wait, what? This is a robot? I'm so confused, because, like, when she's first introduced, she seems so human-like, and so I'm like, wait, what? I thought there was only one girl. What? I was so confused, but it was a really good read. I really liked it. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Anyway, the last book that I read of 2018 was Ink Mistress. And this book I liked, and then I didn't. I was let down so much, and I'm gonna go into it because I'm gonna talk about this book a little bit more in another video, because it let me down a lot, and I thought it was gonna be really good, and then it got really bad, and then the ending was good, but I was still like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. But I really like this author, and I don't want to hate on her because she, like, wrote Fire and Stars. And I don't want to hate on her because I wanted to like this one so much. So we didn't end the year on a high of books, but you know what? That's okay. That's why we have a new year, so we can read new books. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, because that is always nice, and let me know if you read any of the same books as me this year, and let me know what your thoughts are on them. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!